Amanda Seals is in the Red Velvet Cake Studios this morning. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, y'all.
Haven't seen you since I saw you in New York.
I know.
Yeah, at Caroline's.
Yes, sir.
Very, very, very funny stuff.
Well,
Very
she's smart, funny, and black.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is the name of your
most
game
dangerous.
show? Smart, funny, and black?
I hear the question mark at the end of your game show.
Yeah.
It is by nature a game show, but it's much more than that. It really is just a safe space for black folks to be our best black selves as we celebrate black culture, black history, and the black experience through the device of a game show.
We talked about this when you
Yes,
came to see me in New York.
Yes, and Sybil was like, well, you know, you're doing your show the same night as the premiere of Black Panther. I don't know. That's competition. And I said, no, that's two examples of black excellence happening at the same time.
And you
we
were doing
still
it
sold out.
in Los
Awesome.
Angeles, and now you're taking it on the road, or you're taking it
Yes, we
as
do.
a game show.
Well, we do basically a monthly show in LA at the Roxy, and then we've taken it on the road. But I have to stress that it's more of a experience. We have a live band. We have two guests that come on stage and play the games. But throughout the course of the show, we have a bunch of sing-along. I do a lot of information sharing. We have these things called a moment of ebony excellence. Yeah. Where we then share like background information that a lot of people may not know, about things like Shirley Chisholm and Black Wall Street, and even like the inception of Lift Every Voice and Sing. We always sing Lift Every Voice and Sing at every show.
Oh, that is so
We
cool.
have what we call the Black Barbecue moment in every show, where our band is called the Clapbacks. Our band spontaneously, because I never know when they're going to do it, but they spontaneously start playing Before I Let Go, and the entire audience gets on their feet, and we do the electric slide in the venue. So it is. So calling it a game show at this point is just kind of like, I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I feel like we basically take black culture to church.
And it is an experience.
And that's, where is that tonight?
So tonight we're at
Canton Hall.
Canton Hall. We have 2 sold out shows to close out our tour. This is the Lituation 101 tour. We've done 23 shows. We sold out 22 out of the 23 shows. The only show that we did not sell out was
And we always remember those, don't we?
I'm like, but it was the Late Show in St. Louis on the 4th anniversary of Mike Brown's passing.
Just last week.
So,
Yeah.
and I did not know this, but I was actually very inspired to know this, that they, as a city, celebrate that day. Well, not celebrate, but, they pay reverence on that day. So on the evening of his passing on the 9th, they all go to Canfield, and there's basically a wake of sorts that takes place. So I was like, okay.
I get it.
I understand, and the folks that came and celebrated with us, we celebrated his life as well.
I saw the season premiere of Insecure on Sunday on HBO.
What'd you think?
I love it. Blip,
good.
blam, blip.
I wasn't in it, but good.
No, you weren't. You were not in it. I was about to bring that up. That's not an indication of what's to come, right? Tiffany's still going to be around, right?
Tiffany is around, yes. Tiffany is around. Tiffany's pregnant this season.
Nice.
So we get to get into that. And
She doesn't go the way of Lawrence.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I have not received that call from my agents.
Okay.
Amanda,
Yes,
I have
love.
known you since you were maybe, 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
And what's next for you? Like, what do you want to do next? You're funny, you're cute, you're acting,
Okay,
you're doing
I'm
stand
cute.
up.
Thank y'all. For me, it's really just about exercising the options of my own creative vehicles. I think for a lot of folks, like, they've recently come to know me through Instagram, through the role of Tiffany on Insecure, through my gathering of Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Talk about that.
Please.
So just in a brief description, last year, Katy Perry had a live stream YouTube
I remember that
dinner.
girl.
And I was invited to this dinner because it was called the Dinner with Discourse. And basically they were like, Amanda, if you or someone like you don't come, it's just going to be a polite conversation and it needs to get real. And it didn't take much effort for it to get real. I was sitting across from Caitlyn Jenner, happenstance, by the way. It wasn't even like we had place settings. And she, their conversation went the way of saying that Donald Trump was basically, I said, he's going the direction of a Hitler type character, a megalomaniacal maniac, and people were like, no. And Caitlyn was like, I don't want to have this conversation anymore because this has now become a hostile conversation. And that is the narrative that's always placed on black women who are saying things that are inconvenient truths to the individuals.
You were an angry black woman.
Yeah, we were just talking about the angry black woman.
What's crazy is that I wasn't angry.
Exactly.
It's like even if you're a truthful black woman, if you are a factual black woman, if you are an intellectual black woman, it becomes synonymous with being angry. When really it's about it makes them angry.
Right.
So that your stuff. Because let's not forget they never wanted us to read.
Hello.
So I basically was like, I corrected her and I said, well, no, I'm not hostile. I'm just passionate. And I understand why you're over here defending this and saying, I love America, et cetera, because you've had a different experience. And America's been here for you in a way that it hasn't been here for me, sis. And I was like, I don't even understand. You are trans. America didn't even show up for your people till like 2 o'clock today.
Come on.
And they late still.
Exactly. So I was like, I don't even understand, what your inability to grasp this is about. Because she definitely tried to be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So basically that moment really shifted the narrative for me as a person that's visible, because it changed me from just being like an actor or a comedian to somebody who was willing and able to speak about and to speak about real things in places where a lot of folks may not want to.
It was powerful. Thank you so much.
That was
You can
shocking.
find that on YouTube. It's a really great clip.
No, that
Thank
was
you.
shocking to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was it. What was shocking to me is how it went overnight from you that girl on did you go to Piedmont High School to like, Amanda, we love you, thank you. And I just feel a great responsibility to be a role model and to be a speaker about topics and concerns and celebrations that relate to the black community.
And to Kim's point, so what does that look like? Does that look like the Amanda Seales show?
I mean, Smart, Funny, and Black is my entity that I own and have created from the ground up. So that entity has a number of things that can flourish from it. So from Smart, Funny, and Black, the live show, I want to create a digital platform that also gives space for other folks that create under the Smart, Funny, and Black, banner. I want to create an HBCU of comedy schools because we don't have any space.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Yeah.
We don't have any space for folks to speak. I mean, let's be real. Like, black folks, we are the funniest folks ever. We've had to be.
Right. Yes.
So, but within the entertainment space, it feels like we're always scrambling to find folks that have the production, performance, and writing level to speak about our experience. So I want to create a space where that is actually being honed and perfected with a certain level of excellence and acuity to the true African American experience. So I want to do that. I also want to be able to do nonprofit work with it, whether it's school supply drives, whether it's, providing classes and master classes. We had our first master class in Atlanta, which was presented by Madame Noir, and it was just a free master class where I talked about comedy and the black woman's voice in comedy, and people came through. And so, it's growing. This is not something that's going to happen overnight.
Sure.
But it's a process.
Love you, girl.
And my stand-up. So look out for a special soon.
Yay.
Oh, good. Okay.
Very proud of you.
You'll come back
Very
and let us
excited.
know when the stand-up is.
I would love to.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yes.
When you graduated with a master's in African American Studies from Columbia Universities, did you picture this?
No, I was a VJ on MTV at the time.
Right.
But I love that I've found a way to utilize my master's as well as utilize my creative space and be able to, most importantly, bring both of those to the people in a, effective way.
Amanda Seales. Yeah.
Thanks,
Very
guys.
cool.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Amanda, I want to see you on The View.
Girl, I have a whole story about that.
Oh. Gotta tell me.
They canceled on me the night before.
I know
Really?
they did.
What? 26 past the hour.